welcome back to the channel. Today I have a review of a Kaweco Sport. Now, I have talked about Kaweco Sports before, but this is like a collector's edition, a special edition, and it is the Iridescent Pearl. And it is a lovely, lovely little pen, and the finish is absolutely beautiful. And I just want to show you guys that. So let's switch to shot and actually go look at this pen. All right, here we have a little bit more of a close-up on the Iridescent Pearl of the Kaweco Sport line. And this is a really lovely mother of pearl finish on this pen. I'm absolutely in love with it. It looks very soft, but also funky. And it is a really nice change from the other colors that they have. Now, I must say that Kaweco does do a lot of very nice colors and also color types. They've like these frosted ones, and then they have a just normal colorway. They do, of course, do the aluminum ones, the metal ones. But yeah, this is a really nice addition to the lineup. Now, I got this one as a gift. It was sort of a Christmas gift, and I opened it already. A lovely friend of mine, Lola, bought it for me, and it's really nice, and I'm really happy with it. She also got me an ink, which is currently in here, so I'll show you that in a second. But yeah, it's really cool. I've been thinking about buying this myself for a long time. Didn't do it, no particular reason as to why, except for like lack of funds probably. But I'm really happy that I have it. Now, in real life, I think it shows more of the different colors in this finish. Like, it is a type of mother of pearl. So it shows like pink and blues, and it's really cool, but it's really hard to capture it. But I think you can see it somewhat. The cap is really long. You use it to post because it's a pocket pin. It says Kaweco Collection. On the top we have the Kaweco logo. And as you can see, there's no clip on this pen, but you can buy a clip and add it to here. I have a clip somewhere. I don't really know where I have it right now, but I do have one. I own one. This pen is a pocket pen. Generally, you would post this pen. I can write with it unposted, but I enjoy the weight of this pen much better when it's posted. It doesn't become back heavy. It is perfectly fine like this. And the size is actually very, very decent. So most people will be able to use this like this. They're very durable pens, and I think a lot of people like them. You don't really hear them as often as starter pen recommendations as like the TWSBI Eco or the Lamy Safari, but I do think it is a very good like starter-ish pen because it is like really easy to just pop in a pocket and bring it with you, and you don't have to worry about it. Prices are similar to the Safari and the TWSBI Eco. I think it's somewhere in between. But yeah. Nibs, I like the nibs on these pens, but people have complained about them in the past. I think they have changed suppliers, and the complaints aren't really that prevalent anymore. This is a double broad nib, and it is one of my favorite nibs by Kaweco. I must say that this one doesn't seem very broad, but I have Robert Oster ink in here, and Robert Oster inks tend to be a little dry, so it might be that. Now, small pen means small ink capacity, you would say. Doesn't have to be that way. Now, I have a converter in here, and it's a squeeze converter. It is a Kaweco converter, and I really do not like this one. I think I have the slidey converter somewhere in this house, but I couldn't find it, or, well, this is the first one I saw, and I just grabbed it, honestly. It does what it does. If you syringe fill it, it's much better. It's an okay ink capacity, similar to, I would say, a cartridge. So you can use this converter or the slidey converter, which is really small. Also, and then a cartridge, not a long cartridge, a small cartridge, but after that ramble, you can also eyedropper it. I was really tempted to eyedropper it. I didn't do it because I don't know how this finish in particular would deal with being eyedroppered. I don't know if it would stain or not, and I really did not want to do that. So I used the converter. It comes with a cartridge, so if you want to use that, just use that. You could also empty the cartridge and refill that. But yeah, eyedropping is possible. Make sure you put some silicone grease on the threads. And if you have an O-ring, you can add an O-ring. I found that you don't really need to. But yeah, that is the Iridescent Pearl Kaweco. I'm going to do writing sample for you of the double broad nib because it's a nib I love. As I said, it has a little bit of a dry ink in here, but I think it'll be okay. Yes, the Kaweco Sport, because it is still a sport, with Robert Oster. I think the ink is New York. They have a city line, and this is, I believe, New York. This is a double broad. And as you can see, it lays down quite a nice line. I would say that I have a broader one than this. And do we have another medium? I have a regular broad here by Sailor, which is like not really that broad because it's a Sailor. But let me see how it compares. Okay, that is finer. So a broad is finer than this. But yeah. There is some variation in the nibs, I would say. The quality control is not 100%. These nibs are made by Bach, I believe, and I would say they're good writers, but just the size of the nib might vary a little bit. But since it does that with different types of ink anyway, I'm not super bothered by that. A lot of companies have nibs that aren't 100% consistent. I would still say that this would be a broad or double broad in my eyes. And honestly, it is a lovely, lovely writer. It feels so good in the hands. I don't know why I don't gravitate towards the pens in my collection more, because I do really like them. And they're so easy to bring around. So I should probably ink them more than I do. I feel like all of us fountain pen users get distracted by shinies and are like, hey, maybe I'll use this new thing, or look, that pen has a nice gold nib. I think you can see the color of this ink fairly well, but I'm gonna do this smudgy thing because I don't want people to be confused with the ink color. As you can see, it does go down a little darker than the smudge. I would say it is a fairly bright red, leaning a little rusty, so a little more on the brown side. But it is a fairly nice ink. Robert Oster inks are always hit or miss for me because they tend to be dry. And you know I like wet stuff, so. But yeah, a lovely, lovely pen and a really nice gift from my friend. All right, hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions about this pen or anything else, please post a comment. People in the chat, in the comments will probably get back to you. And I also do occasionally answer comments. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye.